Okay, so we have some students in the room. They are future speech and language therapists. And we also have some students from primary education from college. So it's like mixed group from university and college students. College students, can you see and hear us? Because they are online.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can see you.
Окей, college students, коледжівські люди, хтось скажіть, чи ви нас чуєте і бачите? Чи ви бачите Анастасію і мене?
Чуємо і бачимо.
Ще раз, Марія? Марія, ви бачите?
Yeah, that's fine.
Скажіть хтось голосніше, я погано чую.
Чуємо і бачимо.
Окей, супер. Є, включайте, будь ласка, свої камери, бо я бачу тільки ваші аватарки, якісь чи ваші прізвища. So, we will conduct this meeting in English. And before, I just want to introduce Anastasiia, if you don't mind. If I pronounce your name not like in British way, so you can always correct me.
No.
Okay, because I'm just wondering if it's Anastasiia or Anastasiia. I know about Nastia that maybe you don't like it. But you can speak about this, why British.
I can, yeah. Can tell that.
So Anastasiia Kanyuk graduated from Ivano-Frankivsk College, as far as I remember, in 2020. After that, I think you started in Precarpathian University, but you college with an honors diploma in elementary education or primary education. And suddenly I saw you that you are in the United Kingdom. And you are not only staying there, but you are also working there and you are teaching. And I decided it's a great opportunity to invite you, especially after your birthday that you had recently. So happy birthday to you from all of us.
Thank you very much.
And, and we have during our interview, students, please, you are welcome to switch on your cameras. And also you can ask questions in chat and in question and answer sections that are in this Zoom. After that, you can just also give the questions to me after our meeting, and I possibly will send to Anastasiia if we are short of time. Okay, so the first question to you is like from your former teacher. I prepared like 10 questions, but possibly I'll just ask maybe 5, or we'll see how it goes, and after that I will invite students to ask. So Anastasiia, can you tell us a bit about your life since you received your college diploma? What did you do after finishing Ivano-Frankivsk College, and how come you managed to turn up in the United Kingdom?
I'm happy to tell that. When I studied at college, actually, when I studied at school, I definitely said to my teacher, I will never be an English teacher in primary school, just English teacher. I said never, ever. Because at school, my teacher and also other one, they used a boring method of teaching. So that's like a learning words, and that's like a dictation. I said, that's it. So when I went to English lesson, I didn't realize I will be an English teacher, but I definitely said I wouldn't do that anyway. So when I studied at college, and my teachers, like Professor Sydoriv and another one, so they using interesting method of teaching, and in that moment I realized, oh, that's nice. So English is like could be foreign language, so you can speak English, you can go whatever you want, and everybody will be able to understand you. And I like it, I like it. And then I thought, why did you tell that, Anastasiia, to your teacher? You want to be English teacher, but I am now. And when I start to, to carry on with your lessons, Professor Sydoriv, and I remember that time when we need to use in like a Canva or things like this, and to make a video, and it was really nice, and I was very impressed with that, and I thought, maybe I can create my own program to teaching my students online. Start with that. And that's what I've done. That's what I have achievements now, and my students have a very good results, and I'm very proud of them. So, and when I finished college, I had lots and lots of knowledge from that, because now I studying at university, but that's not the same, because university, you know, that's like some part of lectures, and then you have exam. But when you're allowed to go to college and you can see your teacher, you can ask the question, and my English wasn't good at that moment. But it's starting better every year, each year, again and again, and that's why I'm so happy. I was so happy to start studying, and that's just not just college. Sorry, I'm Ivano-Frankivsk College, because our teachers give me really lots and lots of knowledge. That's what I really appreciate. And if I wouldn't learn that, and if I wouldn't study, I will never speak English like this. And to be honest, I think when you were in Ukraine, and you don't speak with native speakers quite a long time, but when you arrive to other country, like in the UK or London or USA, think like this. So you're speaking with native speakers, and then you think, oh, actually, Anastasiia, your English was bad that moment when you were in Ukraine. So now it's better, definitely better. That's why I have progress like this. The next one.
You already answered my second question about what did Ivano-Frankivsk College and Precarpathian University equipped. What skills you were equipped with. So
yes.
you can name maybe like 2 or 3 skills that you find them very useful being abroad.
Yes, I can tell that. Professor Sydoriv taught us at college how to teach primary school, like how to be a teacher in primary school, like an English teacher, and how to use an interesting method of teaching. So when I take some tips, and also we learn about advices, how to learn English, did we? So that's what we know, and that's how we can use. So, and first of all, that's to watch films. That's really helpful, to be honest. Watch films, and then to speak English every day. When you go to shop, and just write your, just notice in English what you need to buy. I go to shop, so I need to buy this. And then if you are not sure about words, if you're not sure about any words, you can check that and translate, and then you will remember that the next time. So and also because I'm a teacher, I had lots and lots of lessons with my students. So I teach online. I taught online quite a long time, and my English progressed every day. Maybe my pronunciation wasn't good at that moment, but now it's definitely better. They can hear me and they think, oh gosh, well, that's but just thinking about method of teaching, because if I'm working at British school and I never see lots and lots of technology or lots and lots of interesting things or team groups with students, how I can see it here. So that's mean students want to go to your lesson. That means students want to learn the English. And that's great, because I understand Ukraine doesn't have in Ukraine we don't have that opportunity, but when you move to another country, you can compare some things, and that's a huge difference, a really huge difference. So, and I just created my own program to work with my students. So that if you start an English teacher, you start with alphabet, isn't it? Then phonics, and then other things, and then. In the UK, British people ask me, oh, your spelling is perfect, Anastasiia. That's because in Ukraine we're learning phonics, and then you need to teach students like alphabet, and then carry on with practice and interesting playing games and things like this. So that's really helpful. And my English maybe is not perfect at the moment, not like a fluent, but I've done lots and lots of courses. I have lots and lots of certificates, and I'm just carry on with that. I don't want to stop doing this, because I want to step forward my goal, to better.
Okay, thank you. So you already answered two more of my
Yeah,
questions
so-
that I preferred, but you covered brilliantly. And also I would ask my students to have some time to ask you questions, but
Yes.
again, so you are staying in Chesterfield, am I right?
Yeah, the first time when I moved to the UK, I was so worried. I was nervous because I understood that moment. You know, I never been in a big country before, and this is new people for me, that like a British people, and I understand my English good, but at that moment wasn't very good with speaking because I never speak to native speakers before. And when I said to my mom, like, because we have like a program, sponsors program, Homes for Ukraine.
Mhm.
And I knew when I was a child, it was my dream to live in the UK, to be honest, when I was a child. And I always said to my parents, I will live in the UK, I will be a British girl, I will be very famous and things like this. And this is, maybe Anastasia, maybe you will, but when I knew that Homes for Ukraine, I thought, oh, that's a good idea, because if you don't have visa or you don't have relatives here who can help you, invite you, right? So you're not be able to be here. But I've done that. I wrote a post on Facebook that Homes for Ukraine, and people like sponsors reply me, we are happy to do lots and lots of documents for you, and we are happy if you will live with us. And I think, oh, that's nice. I was, I didn't worry about them because I trusted that these people when they wrote me that message. I had warm feeling about that. And when I said to my mom and my parents, I'm going to the UK, and says, are you kidding, Anastasia? Are you joking? I says, no, I'm not joking. I'm going to live in the UK. Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. So, and they was really surprised. They were surprised, actually. It was shocked for them. But it was my first flight. It was my first flight to the UK. And when I saw these people and I tried to speak to them, to be honest, 2 weeks I used Google Translate. 2 weeks I wasn't able to understand their accent, wasn't able to understand their dialect. And I thought, is it really English or that, I don't know, mixed languages, like American and British accent. But then they taught me a lot, of course. So we read books together. We talking every time, like every day, we just speak in English. And I didn't speak to my family 2 days or 3 days, but when you hear in your own, your English is really improving better and better, because when you stay here with your family, you definitely speak in Ukrainian and you forgot about that. And my dreams becomes in English, and I forgot how to write in Ukrainian sometimes, but my English becomes in English. So I think in English, my dreams in English, everything in English. And when I went to holiday in Ukraine, and I think in exactly English. So when I start to speaking, sometimes I'm confused which words I need to use in Ukrainian, because when I speak to my family, that they says your accent not Ukrainian. I says, yes, maybe because I'm staying here quite a long time. But yes, and I was so worried. And then we watched the video, watched lots of films. We carry on with learning English every day, and they make me feel, confident. They give me that confidence and that moment. And I said to them, thank you very much for, to give me that opportunity to speak with you, because you're a native speaker. And when I explained to them, like, I'm English teacher, I work as an English teacher in primary school, and they were interested in how to explain students about grammar, because they are like native speaker, and they don't know about that. I says, you don't know about articles, and you don't know about regular and irregular plurals. That's a surprise for me. This is, yes, I don't know, because I'm a British person. So, and then it just speaking, just have with these people conversation, just start a conversation, communication. That's very important, very important. So, and then every month, when I moved to the UK, I understood I want to work here, and not like, I don't know, like at the shop or things like this. I know who I am. I'm a teacher, and I would like to do lots and lots of things for being a qualified teacher in the UK. But they explained to me, you need to do a work experience, like a volunteering. So I started to do volunteering at 2 primary school and then a nursery, and it's unforgettable emotions, because when you when I went that schools, and everything is new for you, everything, like everything. You don't know anybody. You know, you try to speak to them, and they know you Ukrainian, but they were very polite and friendly and supportive people. And I've done that volunteering, and then I said, okay, so I need to find the job. So it takes me maybe 1 month do volunteering, and then I wrote my CV and I applied for the job online, like it's been translated in British school for Ukrainian students. And I said, oh, that's amazing, but I never in my life worked with adults. They are years 7 and years 8. And I work with primary school students, like with primary school pupils, but not with older one. And I thought it could be challenge for you, Anastasiia, it could be challenge, but I've done now. And this school, they are very, they said, we're very happy to have you here, Miss Kanyuk, because you've done an amazing job with them. Look at your students, they can speak English now, until they, like, when the first time when they came to school, they didn't speak English at all. So, you know, I'm very happy and I'm proud of them, of my students, because they've done quite a lot of job. They listen to what I'm talking about. They try to do lots of jobs and homeworks and repeat the grammar and just speaking and communicating, and that gives achievement. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I am just thinking that maybe in some nearest future, or maybe not so near a future, we can have some joint maybe lessons with our students and your students, so we possibly just have some virtual classes or something like that.
We can.
It's for the future, but still I need to think about my students in Ukraine, and I think I took time to ask you a lot of questions. Now maybe the turn of the students. So there are some students online and some students in the room, so you can raise your hand or switch on your microphone and ask questions to Anastasiia. She speaks Ukrainian, but I urge you and I welcome you to use English.
Yeah, I'm more than welcome to hear all of your questions.
You can ask questions in chat, or there is a section like questions and answers here as well. So no questions so far. Students.
Don't be shy.
You are a teacher, yes. So how do you make students speak? What to do with them? They're like, oh, they understand, but they just by me.
Yeah, just ask whatever you want, what you want to ask. Maybe it will be for you something new, and I will tell you that, and you will take that for yourself. So just don't be afraid of that. Ask me something if you want.
Можете на листочках писати. You can write your questions in a piece of paper, just give it to me, and I will just read.
I think they are not very confident, but they will.
Так, я перейду, напевно, що на українську, бо в нас є методика. З вами, Анастасія, ви були вже група англійців. Я пам'ятаю перші заняття, там, коли я сказав, які у вас будуть ідеї стосовно методичних цих. А зараз ті люди на початковій освіті, хореографи, інформатики, англійці є, і спеціальна освіта. Тобто, можливо, для всіх англійська не дуже добре. Це в нас методика з англійської мови. Люди, які англійською соромляться запитати, включайте, будь ласка, свої мікрофони і говоріть українською.
Так, я цілком добре розмовляю українською мовою. Можливо, моя вимова буде не перфектна, але я постараюся.
По 41, по 42, по 43. Перекличка, ви взагалі є там? Ви живі?
Так, ми є.
У нас є дошкільна освіта, так. Ти вчишся, Марія, да? Але бажано включіть камери, якщо ви можете це зробити. Марія, давайте, питайтеся.
Як ви досягли такого рівня англійської мови? Oh, that's nice one. Дуже хороше питання, дуже хороше питання. Ну, давайте я трішки порозмовляю українською мовою.
Віка, ви знаєте Вікторію? Вікторія з вашого населеного пункту.
Знаю, так.
Вам,
Так.
тобто про вас і його розказу, казав, роби щось з собою, Вікторія.
Як ми досягли такого рівня англійської мови? Дуже багато мені чого дав коледж. Насамперед розуміння того, що англійська – це є друга мова, куди би ти не поїхав, ти можеш нею розмовляти, так? Тобто старатися, я не знаю, запитувати запитання своїх вчителів. Якщо ви маєте якусь ціль, наприклад, як я мала ціль бути вчителем, а особливо я не мріяти не могла бути вчителем в Британії, то обов'язково до неї йти. І робити всі, як то кажуть, кроки до того, щоб цього досягти. Проходити різні онлайн-курси англійської мови. Просто почати від elementary level, A1 або A2, це для вас, перфектно. Я знаю, що таке є на різних платформах, DR або ще які. І, звісно, мені багато дало це постійно займатися викладанням онлайн з моїми учнями, або просто face-to-face. Тобто я їх бачила, я маю свою програму, я її склала, я поняття не маю, як я її склала, але за цією програмою я зараз тут працюю, і воно йде, прогресує. І, звісно, мати розуміння, як навчити дитину і як взагалі вкласти в неї ці знання, щоб, наприклад, коли ти питаєш, ти все зрозумів? Він каже, та, зрозумів, але ти по факту бачиш, що взагалі не зрозумів. Тобто вміти знаходити ці якісь певні шляхи, певні такі кроки, щоб знайти правильний вихід. У мене в Англії було дуже багато випадків, я була дуже, як то кажуть, розчарована тим, що мої учні, як то кажуть, знають, що я не є така аж старша людина, мені тільки 21, але вони просто намагалися не слухати, не виконувати завдання, не знаю, просто не хотіли, не мали цього заохочення. Які вже я не використовувала approach for them, як то кажуть, методи використання, вивчення, вони ніяк не хотіли на це реагувати. Але потім я все ж таки знайшла вихід з ситуації. Просто стала для них найкращим другом, не просто подругою, не просто вчителем маю на увазі. Але мені багато чого дали знання з коледжу, оскільки ми вивчали дуже багато, як навчити дітей, як бути вчителем, англійська мова, як її розпочати. Ми використовували різні методи навчання, такі як відео, які можна зараз знімати, зараз блогери, ви вже всі знаєте, що це таке. Також ми використовували багато вправ, інтерактивних методів навчання, створювали презентації, відповідно, воно все дало в прогрес. І насамперед, моя англійська не була такою хорошою, як я приїхала до Великобританії. Тобто спілкуватися з носіями мови – це дуже важливо. Ви порівняєте свої результати до та після. Я ще хотіла вам розказати. So, клас, дякую за відкриту відповідь. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. Давайте я вам розкажу про Анастасію, тому що я Анастасія, то мене звати Анастасія, але я скорочено, мене вдома називають Настя, так як називає мене Сергій Мирославович. Але коли я перший раз прилетіла до Великобританії, і коли я кажу британцям, там я Настя, вони на мене так подивилися, я думаю, що це вони на мене так дивляться. По факту, Насті, that is a very bad word in the UK, very bad. So it's like a naughty girl, неслухняна дівчина, так, як би мовити, не дуже хороше слово. Я кажу, окей, so I will be Anastasiia, that's it. So in Ukraine I am Настя, in the UK I am Anastasiia. І як вони вже намагалися перетворити моє ім'я? Наташа, і там Анастасія. Я кажу, анестезія – це коли під наркозом людина їй дають певні якісь інжекшени. Але я не анестезія, я Анастасія. So, дуже багато було різних випадок, тому в мене немає короткого ім'я в Англії. Я Анастасія.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have some questions. Ходіть сюди, щоб ви хоча б бачили, Настя, хто задає. So these are the question in Ukrainian.
Yes, так.
А давайте ви прочитайте все ж таки. Ви бачите?
Так, я бачу.
Чим відрізняється менталітет в Україні і менталітет людей в Британії?
Very, very good question. Very good question. I think, і давайте я буду українською тоді, так? Та вам, якщо вам так зручніше.
Actually, everybody here understands English. It's just something that for Ukrainians is quite difficult to understand that they can speak, but they understand.
The first time when I moved to the UK, what I noticed, polite people, very polite people and friendly. So if you're walking around the street and they will tell you, good morning, are you all right? And I think, why everybody talks to me? Я цього не розуміла, тому що коли в Україні ви ходите по вулиці Франківська і ви не знаєте людину, ви не скажете привіт, як у вас справи, правда? Тобто насамперед це увічливість. Наступне – це те, що ці люди вміють жити своє життя. Тобто, вони настільки насолоджуються своїм життям, тобто, якщо я працюю від 8 до 2 години, все, я більше не працюю. Я так більше не працюю, мені так добре. Чому я маю працювати довше? Це те, що вони думають. І, звісно, порівняння в нас в Україні, чесно кажучи, немає таких правил, немає таких, як то кажуть, для людей, наприклад, що в громадському транспорті чи будь-де, які є в Британії. Тобто в Британії в автобусі є security, тобто ви маєте, якщо щось сталося, не дай Боже, до вас би хтось там, не знаю. Тобто є людина, яка все слідкує, як відбуваються певні якісь випадки. Також порівняно зі школами, діти в Англії мають дуже багато свободи. Якщо в них багато дощу, вони йдуть до школи. Дуже там такий сильний дощ, ми не йдемо до школи. We are not going to school today. Якщо у них сніг, so if they have snow, and it was actually, and I was shocked. I was really shocked because in Ukraine we have lots and lots of snow, and we are going to school, and we are wearing our coats, and we are wearing our shoes. If they have snow like this, everybody stops. Everything stops working. Everything. And I think, як може таке бути? Чому? Тому що вони переживають. А як це? Дитина буде йти от такий мороз, і як це вона поскользнеться і впадить? І, звісно, різні інтерактивні, як то кажуть, у них є дошка, також у них є, наприклад, вчителів, так, камера, де вони можуть показувати роботи студентів, і дитина може, всі студенти можуть бачити це на екрані, тобто давайте я вам покажу, поясню тему, от малюйте так, я думаю, вау, це круто, це реально круто. І також в початковій школі діти всі сидять на килимку, кожен має ноутбук, лептоп, де вони працюють, де вони щось пишуть. Саме перший урок в початковій школі розпочався з читання. Тобто сідайте біля місканівок і читайте її, вона буде задавати вам питання. Тобто, відповідно, йдуть якісь певні навички розвитку дитини. Дуже багато різного. Насамперед, що мене вразив, це доброзичливі люди. В нас, якщо зайти іноді в маршрутку, такі агресивні, я розказую британцям, ви приїдете в Україну і ви побачите різницю, велику різницю. Ось. Тому, так, якось так. Щоб такого аж сильного, і, звісно, зарплати, держава, все це, відповідно, порівнюється якось. В Україні не знаю, чи можна таке заробити, але той, хто знає собі ціну, і той, хто має ціль, обов'язково до неї дійде. Відповідно, як то кажуть, департамент тут, і теж, які в них тут будинки, і що вони можуть, допустимо, не знаю, там порівняння великі, дуже великі. Тобто це відповідно від економіки і від того, як в Британії все, і в них немає корупції. Це не менш є важливим. Тобто про корупцію тут навіть не йде мова.
Дякую.
Будь ласка.
Thank you. So, your name is?
Аня.
Anya is from a university. She's not a college student. She's a first-year student. And these students decided to be speech and language therapists.
Right.
Do you have such people in your school? Do you have experience working with students with special needs?
Yes, exactly. That's what I have here. We have lots and lots of students, work experience, and I see them every day. And actually, students in a secondary school, because in Ukraine we have a secondary and primary school together, right? So that's a same building. In the UK, you have a difference. So you have primary school, and then you have secondary school, the different buildings. But that's lots of students, and we have a very difficult special needs students, which they could be rude, very rude. They can interrupt in the lesson, and what I mentioned. So, what teacher says, if a teacher needs to teach, like teacher teaching students and he needs to teach them, but special needs interrupt the lesson, like he can say, get out, please, get outside and I will on-call someone, yeah? So that someone will speak to you. Or don't interrupt my lesson, or first woman, second woman, third woman, get out. So в них не працює такого, що ти залишаєшся і ти мені, тобто, ну, так то, як то кажуть, перериваєш урок, вийшов за двері, і там з тобою будуть розбиратися інші вчителі, які ходять та гуляють кругом школи і слідкують, чи все правильно і так далі. Ну, і, відповідно, багато чого залежить від, ну, оскільки це не початкова школа, а це загальношкільна школа, тіктоки, тобто багато вони мають різних трендів, ми маємо дуже багато зустрічей з вчителями, також з директоркою, де попереджають про те, якщо ви будете це робити, відповідно, ми будемо викликати поліцію, вони з вами будуть мати справу, тобто дітей до цього застерігають, тобто використовувати якісь певні протести, чи якісь певні тренди, які не дозволено в школі, це все, відповідно, буде каратися. Ну і телефон. You're not allowed to use your phone at British school. So you're only allowed to use your phone when you finish school, when you go to home and things like this. Для мене це було дивно, тому що в Україні ми можемо використовувати телефон і в школі, відповідно, знімати чи так далі. Тут ти не маєш права цього робити.
Yeah, it depends on the school. My daughter,
Yes, it depends on the school.
is
Yeah,
not allowed
exactly.
to use phones.
Yes, exactly.
And parents say, why? So it's like that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Maybe primary education or elementary education students ask something. You are very silent.
I'm very silent. Oh, why?
Silent мовчазні.
I have to program. Can you hear me properly? What happened?
Yeah, I can hear you, Anastasiia, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
So there were some questions. I can read them for you if you want.
I can see on the chat in the chat. I can see the chat. How to improve grammar skills and finally remember the difference between tenses in English language to use them really. Wow, I like it. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching English, but sometimes when you teach students and when you speak to someone like someone else, you forgot about the grammar rules. Actually, you are not. If you will thinking about which tense I need to use and which words I need to put, you will miss the context, what you wanted to tell. And people will wait for you and wait, and it will takes a long time. But when you're teaching students and you're teaching them like tenses, past simple, present simple і так далі, ти це перфектно розумієш, тому що ти їх вчиш, yeah? So you teaching them, and ти це розумієш прекрасно, але коли тобі треба розмовляти, і тобі треба щось сказати, і ти хочеш запитати, то іноді конструкція речення буває складною, тому що ти про це не думаєш. Тобто ти знаєш, що ти це їх вчиш, ти це прекрасно розумієш, я можу вам розказати, коли ми використовуємо той чи той час, яка між ними різниця, але в спілкуванні до цього треба дуже багато над цим працювати, щоб в голові залишались ті певні фрази, от тут я маю використовувати цей час, а тут цей, а тут had been і так далі. Finally remember the difference between tenses in the English language to use them freely. I have no idea how to sort it out. I have no idea actually. Я поняття не маю, як це... Я знаю, як розуміти різницю, я можу вам це навчити і пояснити, але як розуміти у спілкуванні, коли ви спілкуєтесь, ви самі будете бачити різницю, які речення від контексту ви маєте використати. Як англійці поставились до вашого незнання англійської та акценту? Я не можу сказати, що в мене не було незнання англійської мови, я розмовляла англійською дуже добре, просто мій акцент і якісь певні такі моменти, які мені треба було підтягнути, я зрозуміла тоді, коли мені треба було знаходити роботу, і я розумію, що мені треба володіти англійською досить таки добре, щоб мене розуміли мої колеги, розуміла адміністрація та мої студенти. Тобто я поступила в Chesterfield College тут, я пройшла ESOL course, я пройшла всі 4 навички, speaking, reading, listening and writing. Я мала хороші знання, я вчилася, ми мали дуже багато занять, уроків. Також я проходила онлайн-курси англійської, I think that is, я не знаю, як це у нас в Україні, але тут це Entry 1, Entry 2, Entry 3. тобто level 1, level 2. Тобто ми тут маємо від A1 там, не знаю, до C чи до чого там. Я пройшла всі ці рівні, і зараз в мене C1. Тобто я прекрасно розумію, що так, як я прилетіла в Британію, і в мене було B1, між B1 і B2, то зараз C1. Тобто це достатньо великий результат. Як англійці поставились, вони розуміли, що я українка, вони старалися задавати питання повільно і слухати дуже уважно. Я відповідала їм. Тобто це те, що в нас вийшло. І коли я, наприклад, відповідала на запитання, вже потім з місяцями, певно, з декількома пройденим часом, вони казали, oh, Miss, your English is excellent, that's really improving. Тобто твоя англійська відмінна, набагато покращилась. Це в залежності від того, наскільки ти вкладаєшся у вивчення англійської мови і наскільки тобі це потрібно, наскільки ти хочеш, щоб люди тебе розуміли, і як тобі правильно скласти речення. Тобто подумати це в голові і щось запитати. Ось. Але я ніколи не боялася задавати питання, тобто навіть якщо я маю помилки, якщо я щось не розуміла, I'm sorry, I don't understand. So, I'm sorry, I don't, can you repeat again, please? Or, what are you talking about? Or are you talking about this? Тобто, якщо ви не впевнені, можете перепитати, і вони тоді скажуть вам коректну відповідь. Але, якщо ви не впевнені, і ви знаєте, що ви не знаєте, але кажете, oh, yes, I understand, вони не будуть більше з вами розмовляти, бо вони бачать, що ви не розумієте, а ви кажете, що ви розумієте. Ну, то про що можна говорити?
Yeah, that's one of
Yes,
the mental
that's a common
differences,
one.
like mindset in Ukraine and in English. We are too, not shy, but we are too intimidated sometimes.
Yes, I agree.
And to admit that you don't need to know everything, but you need to ask if you need this or that.
Yes, exactly. That's how you learn that, because you need to ask.
Anastasiia, I am thankful, and we are thankful that you managed to come to our lesson, and we spent already this half an hour, even more than
Yes.
you asked. If you have time, because I don't want to take your lunch break for the whole of it, the last possible question.
Yes,
and
please.
If you have inspiration to continue,
Yes, please.
you can say.
Yeah.
So the last question is, I remember you in 2020, and we spent like 1 or 2 or 3 weeks before this COVID stuff. So I
Yes.
saw you only in person, like for a couple of weeks. And
Yes.
when it was distance learning, all the time when you switch on your camera, you were smiling. It's like,
I was,
what
yeah.
makes you, what is your recipe of happiness? Because in Ukraine, it's not so easy at the moment, but still, what your recipe for being resilient?
Yes, you know what I do here? I try to be honest with people and try to be a communicative and talkative person. If they ask me about war in Ukraine, that's definitely upsets me because I can feel that. I'm Ukrainian and it hurts me. But some of them, if they ask me, some of them ask me when I wanted to cry and I try to be strong and I don't want to do that. I just reply, you don't have a safe place in Ukraine where you can go, right? So, and if I went to holiday in Ukraine and they asked me, they worried about me, I said, I didn't feel war in Ukraine, actually. I had holiday. I've done lots of things what I need to do. I know I'm going back to my work. I know I'm going back to school. So that's just, I wanted to see my family and I was very happy. I had incredible time with my family. And when they, what I told them, what I'm doing and how I still happy. If I'm teaching my students online, Ukrainian students online from Ukraine, I earn money and I send this money to Ukrainian soldiers. So that's not because I do nothing here and I'm in the UK. That's mean my family stay in Ukraine and if Ukrainian army wouldn't protect Ukraine, they can die, isn't it? So I'm worried about them, and also I'm happy to do that for Ukraine, to take my time, just to have lessons after school, and my usual day to just go to school, wake up at 5 o'clock, go to school, and then after school have Ukrainian lessons, like English lessons with Ukrainian, and then that's it. So I go to bed later, but I work really hard for help Ukraine and for have happy emotions here until I'm here before I go. So that's what I do.
It's quite
Nothing
hectic.
special, nothing is special. Just be happy. If that's war in Ukraine, I understand how difficult it is. I understand how it hurts. But you need to live your life anyway. You need to carry on with what you're doing. I have a dream. I want to create my own English primary school. I have a dream, and I'm just, taking steps forward to that, to achieve my goal. And I'm like a goal girl. I like to do, not just sitting at home and do nothing. Like to do something. And if that will be a challenge for me, I'm happy to do that and solve it with it. So yes, nothing specific, but just to be happy. Don't forget, you are a person who makes your future better. And if you make your future better, then you will do that in Ukraine, because you will be successful girl, you will be successful person, which done a lot before, and you can be a qualified teacher in Ukraine and think like this, and have a perfect knowledge of English.
Thank you. Yeah, these are the words of wisdom and the words of a person who had and has goals. And I, as your teacher, former teacher, I just wish you all the luck. And also in this document that I sent you the link in the morning, I just finally arranged 10 questions from me. And possibly my students also will ask me questions. So what I'm thinking we will be doing, I will ask my students from each group, those who were silent, to write some text, and possibly we'll just put it on the website of college website and university website. So if you have time to answer, maybe just go through these questions and possibly just either do some audio answers or just type some text. It would be easier, or anyway, my students will do the part they understood. So possibly if there are some news on university website, I'll definitely send you links.
Okay.
Meanwhile, thank you for your coming. And
thank you very much. I'm happy
positive.
to do that for you. I'm happy. I was very happy to see you again. And I really miss my college, my own college, when I start to my steps forward to my goal and start to be like who I am now. I can't believe that, I can't believe I've done lots of things, and I'm working in British school. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
We wish you luck in everything, and possibly there are some children of our students, they will attend your primary school, the school of your dream that you plan.
Thank you. That's nice. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here, to speak with some of you, to ask for your questions. I'm happy to answer your questions again if you have. So I don't know when I will see you, but see you then. Yeah, see you soon. Happy. Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, our students are very shy. Okay.
Bye-bye.
So I need to switch off the recording. And where it is?